What's up, everybody? It's me, it's Ross, it's Red Optical Corp. Okay, here is part 3 of my tips and tricks of building a Pokemon deck. Now, again, I'll preface this as these are cards I have in my house from buying packs from the Sword and Shield era, and cards that I've already built a couple decks. So this is me just piecing together a deck, but building it in the best way possible with cards that I know I would play with and feel comfortable going to a tournament, local card shop, playing and doing. I'm also going to say I'm going to start by giving a revitalize. What's the right word? I changed out some of my supporter and item cards from the last video. After I watched the video, I realized some weren't as good as others. I went back and I did some more searching through my things, and I found some more cards. So I'm going to share with you exactly what cards I used. Some of them will be repeats that you've seen in the previous video if you watched it, but most will be some will be repeats, some will be new. Anyway, and at the end, after that, I'm going to go through what lightning Pokemon I picked. I'm going to go through what fighting Pokemon I picked. And I'm going to go through some lightning Pokemon that I find I don't want in decks. From different sets, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Vivid Voltage, whatever. But they were all just different ones. Anyway, I also have 4 packs here from Lost Origin, which I will open at the end because I haven't opened cards in a while, and I have a couple packs, and we'll see if I get anything good. Anyway, I'm going to start by just going through this. My supporter cards, I'm pretty sure I had Barry in there before. Card I did not have in there before, which I found, and I'm glad I did, was Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders is such a great card because it can confuse. I put it in another video as one of my favorite cards, I think, to use, because it is an amazing card that can really mess with somebody if they've just gotten a lot of energy for a specific Pokemon, and they have another Pokemon that they drew back to their bench, or that they just put out that needs a lot of energy to retreat, and you can make them switch that for what they wanted to do, and now they have to either figure out a way, they have to get a switch card, they have to do something, and it could really throw them for a loop. The Cafe Master, I'm pretty sure I had previously. Shauna, I had as well. Clara, Bird Keeper, I don't remember if I had, but Bird Keeper's a good card. Again, switch your active Pokemon with your bench Pokemon. It's a switch card, but you can also draw cards. So it's good for that as well. And then Glory and Spark I did have previously. So let me put those up there. Here I had Spirit Mask and Choice Belt and Wind Up Arm and Pot Helmet. I had all of those as tools. So those are nothing new. Here I did have a Great Ball and an Ultra Ball and an Evolution Incense. I had the Turbo Patch, but what I added, I had the Boost Shake and the Egg Incubator, was 2 Quick Balls. Quick Balls are great. Did I have any Ultra Balls? I had 1 Ultra Ball. I like Quick Ball better than Ultra Ball. I like any card that allows me to find Pokemon without having to discard too many cards. Now I know that you're only able to find a basic Pokemon, but in instances where I have several cards that need evolutions, if I have an evolution in my hand, but I don't have the basic, this could really help. Or if I really am low on Pokemon and I have basics that are Vs, I can bring those out as well. So those are those. That was just quick. I'm going to put those off to the side. I've also been using this sleeve to sleeve these cards up for this deck. I got this at my local game card store, East End Gaming in Oakdale. They're really good people. If you're from Long Island and you want to support local business, they are really nice people there. So let me put that to the side. I'm going to first start with my lightning cards. Now, as you can see, I did put a Pikachu in. I will say this Pikachu is not the best card to have, but I do like it. I specifically put it in here so that I would have something that could do a lot of damage. The hard part is it does make you have to discard all the energy from this, but as you saw in my item and trainer video, I did put cards in there that allow you to get energy from your discard pile and put it back into your hand or into your deck, so it allows for you to have that. The next card I actually have, did I do 2 of them? I did 2 of this one, which is Zapdos. Zapdos is simple. He doesn't need an evolution. Your basic lightning Pokemon attacks except Zapdos do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So having that ability is pretty good. So that means that you can have any one of your lightning Pokemon that are not him do more damage by just having him and having his ability. And then again, it only takes 3 energy to get to 110 damage without an evolution. And there's no qualifier to it, like you have to give up the energy to do it. So I find that's a good basic Pokemon to have. Here's another one. This is not my favorite, but it's a good one. It's Regieleki. Again, 1 colorless energy to do 20 damage. Really simple, easy right off the bat. But to discard all energy with Terra Spark, discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack also does 40 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So the benefit with Regieleki, and I only put 1 in there, right? Yeah. The benefit with the Regieleki is that you can have you can do the 120 damage, and then you can do 40 damage to 2 of their bench. And the hope is that they have not evolved someone. So if you get this early enough, maybe you can get this out and get energy on him and just defeat some of the bench Pokemon. Real simple too. Now, Electabuzz, I did. As you can see, I have a lot of multiples here. Electabuzz I picked here because Electabuzz's evolution, I really like. It's a simple Pokemon. I picked 3 for every 2, so that this way I could have this. Electabuzz is a basic Pokemon. He doesn't have a lot of energy. It doesn't cost a lot of energy to get out. But his Thunder Wave, at least if you just get 1 energy right away, you can paralyze their Pokemon potentially and give yourself another turn to get an evolution or get more energy. I like Electivire. This is really a great card for 1 energy. If any of your benched Magmortar have any damage, oh no, that's terrible for this. No, don't worry. Don't listen to me with Explosive Bolt. I might have to revisit that, but High Voltage Current is great. This attack does 50 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So that means that if they have 5 bench Pokemon and an active Pokemon, you can put this out and you can do that. It's not my favorite, but building a lightning deck was a little bit tougher. I have to find more cards. If you guys know of any other lightning Pokemon that you think would be good for my deck, let me know in the comments. I would love to go searching for them and potentially upgrade this deck a little more. So I'm going to move these off to the side so that I can show you what I decided not to use from my lightning deck. 2 cards that I found were not worth it was Chinchou and evolving into a Lantern. First of all, Chinchou can only do 10 damage and has only 70 HP. And even when he evolves into Lantern, Lantern does 120 damage. For 110 damage, without having to worry about an evolution, I can use Zapdos, who also has the ability, like I said, to add to your fellow lightning energy cards, lightning Pokemon, to do more damage. So this card, even though that looks pretty good, I just found that to evolve it to only get that wasn't worth it. The next one that the next 2 I'll put out that I didn't like was Zeraora and Zekrom. Zekrom, again, it does damage to itself. I don't like Pokemon that do damage to itself because that's a moot point. You're killing yourself while killing your enemy. Yes, it does a decent damage for only 2, and this one does 130 for 3. But even if your active opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed, it does 60 damage to himself. If you do this twice to yourself, you're basically dead. So if they attacked you when you put this up and you didn't have enough energy because it was the only Pokemon you could play, I don't find that either of these cards are really great. They're not bad if you're building a deck and you don't have other cards, but they're not cards that I personally would put in a deck. Now, here is this. This is a crazy town here. I did 2 different kinds of Flaffy because you could see this Flaffy at least is only takes 2 energy to get to 2 energy to get to attack. Yes, this says once during your turn you can attach an energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, so that could be more useful. That depends on how you want to play it if you played this, but I don't like triple evolutions here, or double evolutions. Mareep is could probably die after 1 turn. If you're playing like me where you're trying to get 100 damage or more on every turn, Mareep will be dead before you even have a chance, and so would Flaffy. Flaffy 90 or 100, so these cards aren't even good. Yes, if you can get to Ampharos, that would be great, but he takes 3 lightning and 1 colorless. So it's not like it takes 3 colorless and 1 lightning, so if you're building a multi-energy deck, it's going to be real tough to get that together. And last but not least, the card that a lot of people would put in their deck just because if they're young, you're a kid, you just think you want to put a Pikachu in your deck and you don't have what I just have as a V, as an extra spare from Vivid Voltage. This Pikachu, yes, it does 30 damage. Yes, you can attach an energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon, but it's going to be dead in 2 seconds. It's really not a good card. Just don't fall for the Pikachu trap. The Pikachu trap is real. Okay, now that I've got my lightning cards put to the side, I'm going to show you what I did for my fighting. Now, again, some people would not want to use these kinds of cards. I find that they're good. I didn't pay a lot for them, a couple bucks. They're just, to me, worth using. Galarian Zapdos. Now, I have a Zapdos in the other pile as well. I like Zapdos as a character, but this Galarian one allows it to be with fighting energy. It is really good if you look at what its ability is. Fighting Instinct. This Pokemon attacks cost 1 colorless less for each of your opponent's Pokemon V in play. So if you see and your opponent is playing a lot of V Pokemon, this costs, if they have 2 or 3 on their bench, or 1 active, 2 on their bench, that costs 3 less colorless energy for this guy for 170 damage. Now, before doing damage, discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon is the extra thing. So on top of that, if your opponent has special energy and they're playing it in their deck, now you can never predict that, but I play special energy in my deck a lot. So I get that. You get to discard that on top of this. You don't lose any energy, and you're able to do a good amount of damage with a good amount of HP. Another one, another V to have in the deck, Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr V, this is just a really good card. The 1 fighting energy to do his counter. The Pokemon that was damaged by if the Pokemon damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does that much more damage. So if this Pokemon was damaged and took like 100 damage, it does 20 plus that damage. So if you try to attack me with whatever you're going to do, it gives me that same amount of damage as you. So you're more reluctant to not attack me because I can just attack you right back unless you can kill me or knock me out. But a 230 HP, that's going to be real tough unless you got a lot of VMAXs or Vs that can do that much damage. The Dynamic Punch is also really good. It does 90 plus and it only costs 3. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 90 more damage and your opponent's active Pokemon is confused. Now you could do either of these depending on which works better. I even find this one is a really great. You call the quick ball, you get him up there and you put him up there and you make your enemy decide if they're going to attack you, because if they attack you to get rid of Conkeldurr, he can attack right back. Now, I have a Kleavor V. This Kleavor V, again, a really good card. It does 40 damage right off the bat with 1 fighting energy. And then the Axe Slash, it says discard an energy from this Pokemon. If you discard an energy from if you do, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So you lose a Pokemon. Now, this is an instance where I'm okay with this because it can really mess with your opponent if you're getting rid of their energy. If you know you're doing this and you're putting this out there and you know that you have enough energy that you can spare this, it's later in the game, but maybe they don't, then that's a good, this is a really good card to have. Now, some of my more basic Pokemon, I've got Hitmontop. Again, just takes 3 energy, does 100 damage, nothing crazy. The draw card I'm not really a big fan of. Now this card, I think did I put 2? No, I only put 1 Onix in here. I like Onix. 3 colorless is a lot to only do 50 damage, but 2 colorless and 2 fighting, that is, look at what it says. This attack does 50 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if he's got 5 damage counter, he does 250 damage. So if he's up there, yes, that's a lot, but he could be someone that you're building on your bench and you're hopeful that you can get out, but you don't have to worry about evolving him and you don't have to worry about him being something where like a V where the opponent can get 2 of their prize cards with 1 knockout. Now this is new. I saw this in the Lost Origin packs, and I thought this was a really great card. Stonejourner, it's number 1 thing for a colorless energy, attach up to 2 fighting energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. So instantly, you could put an energy on him, and then you could put 2 more energy on him right on your first turn. So that could mean that by your second turn, he's got 4 energy on him and can do 120 damage. On top of it, you're able to take your opponent's top card on their deck and put it in the Lost Zone. My first and only Lost Zone card that I have in this deck. I really like it. I think that's a great card. Here's a couple I've got of just, I'm going to put that down. A couple throws. Throw, I find, is a great card just to have. 120 HP, which means he's not going to die very quickly unless your opponent is playing a lot of V. But for 3 energy, he can do 110 damage, and he's just good to have as a good fighter towards basic Pokemon and doing a decent amount of damage to V Pokemons. And then I have here this card, which is Hippopotas and Hippowdon. Hippopotas and Hippowdon. Again, my only evolving fighting card, because I just find, again, I'm not a big evolution person, but I do like a lot of basic Pokemon when they can do good damage with only 3 or less energy needed for them. With this, yes, it takes 2, and yes, the Mud Slap and all of these things. If you happen to be lucky and you get all of this stuff, this is the kind of card, just like I had with the other 2 cards in my Lightning deck, the Electivire and Electabuzz. I will take these. If anyone has any suggestions on different cards, then let me know. Because, yes, this takes 4 energy and 3 fighting. That would be a lot of fighting energy to waste on 1 card, but it does 220 damage. But then you have to discard the energy. I don't know if I'd love this. I couldn't find better cards that I really liked from fighting. Again, just like these and these, this is my basic deck. Now I've completed it, and you can see it's not perfect, but it's always evolving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleeve these cards up as soon as the video is over, and these will all go into this. It will go into my Dragonite tin, and I'm going to keep it on a shelf in my home office / man cave and / whatever you want to call it, place, game room, whatever you want to do. And, if I was going to a tournament, I wouldn't carry it in that. But just to keep it for show, it's not a bad place. I'm going to put those over here with this. And now I'll get to it. I know it's been a little bit of time, so I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. Let me open these Lost Origin packs and see if I get any fighting cards or lightning cards that I think are better. There's the code card. We're just going to go through this pretty quickly. Energy, Gloom, Lumineon, Mirage Gate, maybe. I'll put that up there, find out what that is. Poliwag, Gligar, Gloomy, Mawile, Slugma, Riley, and Dugong. Okay, I'm going to put anything that could potentially go towards this deck to the side, and I'll read it and see if it's better than anything that I have in there now. Okay, let's just do this, that, to the side, code card. Oh. Let's see if I got something good there. Okay, we got a Jinx, a Litwick, an Oddish, Lovedix, Phalanx, Beastar, Sligo. Nope, and there's not something that works. An Electric from Dynamo. Nope, I do not like that one at all. I'm not even going to read more of that. Oddish and Cramorant. Oh, I like this Cramorant. This attack damage isn't affected by weakness. And 110 damage and 110. If you have 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, ignore all energy. So this would be a really good card if you were building a deck and you wanted to have a lot of Lost Zone cards, especially with what they're doing now with Lost Origin, where you're getting a lot of Lost Zone cards. So, pretty cool. All right, let's go. 2 more packs left. Another code card. Let's see, Lightning Energy. No, fighting. Hey, but that's where we are. Relicanth, a Lost Vacuum. I definitely tried to use that before. Zorua, Ducklet, Fine Echo, Gloomy, Bronzor, Hariyama. Ooh, and a cool-looking Beautifly. Not a card I'm going to use, but I love the artwork on it. Okay, and I'll put that over there just to take a quick look at it. Last pack, wish me luck. Let's see, out of 4 packs, I got no rares, no ultra rares. Nothing crazy. I got that holo rare with the Beautifly, but nothing crazy. Again, leave me a comment if you see anything you like, want me to do any other videos. Like, share with a friend. As always, I appreciate everybody here for being in this. Lumineon, nice. Mirage Gate, again. Let's see, put that up there. Lady, Seal, Zorua, Snover, Mudcat, Pikachu. Oh, a Stone Joiner. Now, I just had that other one, but this is a reverse holo. And a Bouffalont. Not a bad card, but wow, that's a lot of energy. to do 120 damage. Anyway, I'm going to quickly look through this. Put up the better. Muscular, but that has to evolve. Jet Headbutt, that only does 80. Flip 4 coins. No. Riley, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. No, I don't want that. You have 7 more cards in the Lost Zone. And Lady, search your deck for 4 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. That's not a bad card. I'll consider that. You can find 4 basic energy and put them in your hand. Doesn't mean you can put them right into your onto your Pokemon, but it's not a bad card. Anyway, hope all is well. Everybody enjoy your weekend, and peace.